All right, welcome back to the game two of round five or week five. This game is gonna be MG Blades versus Rawr. I am Angelic Poro, and alongside me, I have Adrit Luna.
Hey Poro, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. First time being here in a while for sure.
Yeah,
Let's quickly, let's quickly go over the first three bands since we started quite late. For MG Blaze, I see we have a Urgot, Silas, and a Jarvan as the first three bands. And for Rawr Rampage, it looks like it's gonna be Shaco, Cassiopeia, and Darius.
yeah, definitely paying respect to Purge by taking away that Shaco. Purge did outstanding on it last game. Uh he definitely got his team pretty ahead. He got his team ahead early and then made clutch plays with Baron buff with the when he was the only person that had it.
Right. Yeah, Purge was just really strong at game. It's just so man, you don't really see a Shaco do that much anymore. It's
For sure.
insane. All right. As for those three, or the first three picks, it's Misfortune, Braum, and Syndra versus Thresh, Caitlyn, and what's gonna be the last pick for Raw Rampage. Time is winding down, so they're gonna have to pick something soon here.
Okay.
Okay, this actually makes a lot of sense. It's just
It's
easy picks.
yeah, it's funny though because it's the exact same mid matchup as the previous game that MG Blaze was in.
Right, right.
So we'll
But
have to see how
this,
it goes.
yeah, but this time though, they have Braum Misfortune just out. They can output a lot more damage in the early game compared to Kalista Thresh they had last game. But you gotta remember the Hero Blitz that they had last game on Kalista, it just did so much.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Yeah, and just again, Purge. He was just everywhere at the right time. It just brought the gold lead even further than what we were used to.
Right. So
All right.
as we can see from these other bands, it looks like they just straight out are focusing uh MG Weeb.
Right, right. If I'm not mistaken, Ruptor and Baby Rope Bunny has played with MG Wii before, if I'm not mistaken. But now they're on the opposite sides. So it's gonna be quite interesting because we really don't see this anymore. Uh just same teammates now new foes. So we will have to see how this goes.
Right. I believe it is both Weeb and Zyra that have been on the same team as Rope Bunny and Rookter.
Right, right. It's just maybe that sweet taste of betrayal is now got them fired up. All right, and for the last two picks, Rek'Sai Kill for MG Blaze, a really strong jungler in the early game and a hard carry late game. And Vladimir, as time winds down, what will be the last pick?
Oh.
Maokai. All
Huh.
right, so that's gonna be Maokai jungle, I believe.
Yeah, it
If
would have
I'm
to be, unless that was a mispick, perhaps. I'm almost certain that would have to be an Alkai jungle.
right, yeah, it seems it is Maokai jungle, so there will not be any um changes left. So
Uh,
for Roar, this actually makes a lot of sense that their jungler has a lot of CC with the Thresh and Caitlyn, and just during that mid game, it just shockwaves their entire team, and it just displaces everyone.
right, and both. It wouldn't be ideal for Thresh to do it, but having Maokai as an option for the ball delivery system by using his twisted advance, that could make a play or two.
Yeah, it's Maokai has a really strong CC chain because he could activate his ult early on, go in, and then knock someone into it. But for MG Blaze, though, it's gonna be a little more inconsistent. They just don't have that well off CC chain like Rawr does.
That's very true. Uh, which it'll be interesting because I don't think Rek'Sai has much, if any, CC in her kit. I think she might have a slow.
I
Uh,
believe it's only a knockup, and I don't even know if they or Rek'Sai has a slow.
hmm,
That's something we'll have to check over intermission to make sure we're not incorrect about that. But for sure, she has a knockup.
right.
But yeah, with Syndra though, that could be pretty devastating because they don't have a frontliner or more consistent frontliner. And if Maokai goes in and goes for a CC chain, Syndra has a tiny window that she can do a lot of damage from.
That's true. But on the other hand, if Syndra makes the wrong pick and accidentally tries to ult Vladimir, I mean, all he has to do is pull, and that's it. It's like you whiff.
Right, right. But you also gotta remember since MG Blaze did pick Misfortune and Braum, they have no way of stopping the bullet or was it
The bullet
um
time.
yeah, bullet time. So they have no way of stopping it because they already took Braum and they would essentially have to get out of position just to get out of bullet time.
Right. Um,
And
it,
on top of that, yeah, the KO also, if it gets late enough, bullet time is not gonna be an issue. It's just gonna be KO straight off the bat.
yeah, Kale definitely fits MG Blaze's 4-1 style. Kale can just be like, "All right, I'm late game. I'll catch you guys at the enemy nexus."
Yeah, it's just Nets or MG Weeb could be just splitting the entire game, pushing, forcing Vladimir onto him. That is certainly a possibility that could happen. Or, maybe they'll take the game mid game, end it all. Who knows?
It's definitely interesting. And I mean, both junglers and top have a good way to sustain themselves.
That is for sure. But as Spectator does come online, we're gonna have to head into intermission, and we shall see you once we hit the rift. All right, welcome back to the final game of the regular season. As always, I've been your caster, Angelic Portal, and alongside me, I have.
At Luna.
All right, so as we said during Pro Draft, both of these teams are pretty lethal. So we were talking during intermission. We really couldn't put a single finger on who's going to get ahead early on. It's I personally think it's going to be by the slightest of details in this matchup or in this game.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be a heavy skill matchup. Uh, Pardon me. Just a slight misstep that could either lead to, say, like a death sentence from Rookter or MG Kairos being able to hit his Q and get a stun off of his passive concussive blows.
It's just super hard. And was it Deity? I'm just gonna call him by his character name. Just goes in for a low damage or a low poke and walks out.
Yeah, getting that deep ward onto Blaze's blue buff just for tracking purposes.
Yeah, very good on him because he knew that he can win any early fights against a KO, but also he has that really long cooldown, so he knows he wants to get in there and just hop out immediately. But if, let's quickly talk about the jungle gank possibilities. For MG Blaze, Rek'Sai top lane isn't quite as good as he would want it to be. KO being melee in the first 6 levels and then turning into range is gonna be pretty volatile for KO because she's gonna have to walk up, get abused early on, and it's just a lot easier for Maokai. So starting red side is not gonna be the most optimal position for Rek'Sai. But for Maokai, starting blue, heading all the way up to his red right after is much better than not starting red because, as you know, Caitlyn and Thresh has to play really far back, and it's very rare you're gonna see a hook that lands very well.
Right. And another advantage that Maokai has is he has a better way to sustain in the jungle because of his passive. Whereas while Rek'Sai can sustain while burrowed, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, we have a knockup, we have a stun. It's gonna be very close. The true damage comes in, Conquer, but it won't do enough. Just execute barrier that came out from Squishy Pickle.
But yeah, well, that was a good gank attempt, at least.
Right, but now we do have a flash advantage on the side of jungles. And now we see a little fight, a little skirmish. Rek'Sai and Maokai, but now they might be getting collapsed on by Zyra, but Purge is getting extremely low now. Thresh getting a really nice hook. Oh, but Bubble Lift is in a bad situation. Now the stunning comes on the Thresh, and this might be a mistake. And now Rook, they're on the back half of this trade.
Yeah, Rookter definitely tossing up the shield at just the right time to prevent any other damage going through.
Maokai, but just barely so close to getting that kill. But now he forced Rek'Sai out of his jungle, and if Rek'Sai can't get ahead early, it's gonna be a game for Maokai.
Yeah, like Rek'Sai losing this buff, that definitely hurts a lot.
Right, yeah, because if Rek'Sai can't get ahead early, and he can't get a successful gank off, the only way he's gonna get back into the game without going for invade is just gonna be purely off ganks, which, you know, that's rarely gonna happen for Rek'Sai's.
Right. So so long as the mid and bot lanes they keep their stuff ported and they have good communication, I mean, Purge is going to have a rough game with it potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. But that really, really sucks for Purge. First
Yeah,
getting his main champion banned, and now this. He's gonna have to really adapt on the fly now. It's gonna be really hard. As you're saying that. Hold on a second. A stun might be possible. Oh, the Caitlyn chop was extremely well. Hawk, Braum is in the back half. He's on his heels, and now he's in a bush, and he's able to walk away, but not with a lot of hit points left. Blender,
yeah,
EP stop, and just getting a little bit damage off.
yeah. That was definitely an interesting combo by Rooker to play them away and then hook them. I'm not sure if that's how he meant for it to go down, but I mean, it definitely got him to back off, so it worked out.
Well, yeah, possibly. Just getting a fast hook, possibly. That's what I'm thinking. Um, it does create a bit of distance, and then it causes some confusion for Kairos, he certainly wasn't expecting that hook to land at all because he probably thought that he was going for pardon me, fast flay, as you always see in like Thresh montages where they use this flash, flay, and hook instantly.
Right.
And now in the top lane, we see Weeb not only having that range form, so it's going to be a little easier for Rek'Sai to gank top lane now. But it's still incredibly hard because of Vladimir. He has that Crimson Tide and this what is it? His Q. It's a lot. And
Yeah.
now MG Weeb around 40% health
Yeah.
HP, but it's
And
tough.
I mean, like when Purge even goes up there, all Vlad has to do is sanguine pool and at least delay the fight so he can get out.
And now you see Kairos being a little aggressive, trying to get some information in the enemy jungle. But unfortunately, there is a control ward in the area.
Right. And another benefit having a Maokai is since it does look like he's building tank Maokai, as one would expect. The more health he has, the longer the duration of his saplings, which do provide vision.
Oh, but again, top lane is Sanguine Pool, as you said. But now he's on the back out. He's very low, and he's able to get out with Phase Rush. However, in mid lane, just barely surviving with the barrier. Those balls, it sure does a lot, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that looks like it will give MG Blaze priority for Dragon potentially, but well, not when it's already taken though. Yikes.
Yeah, they already did it, and now it's gonna be Inferno Drake next. So, if anything, MG Blaze is really gonna have to get that one. Cloud, so it sucks, but after all, that Inferno does way more. I believe 3% more damage.
It's 3 or 4% per
Somewhere,
stack of soul.
yeah, somewhere around that ballpark, but it sure does a lot in the late game, and it does count.
Right. Now, one huge benefit for Rampage that they got that Cloud Soul is Maokai will have easier passing through his jungle, getting that movement speed buff while in the jungle.
Right, right. And as I want to know that, which we couldn't say earlier, that Maokai has red smite, which even furthers Rek'Sai even more. But a hard CC coming out from top lane, Maokai, and now we just see the hard combo, and now Kayle is gonna go down. First blood coming out from Vladimir.
Wow, first blood at the 10-minute mark exactly. That's a very late first blood for our league. Like this is going to be
Right,
might be a slow game.
Yep, but they do
Or
know
not.
what they're both. Oh, Shockwave, Unleash Power, and Perch doesn't go down, and he still has enough for Fury to heal up. Over in the bot lane, Braum is going up, Thresh misses the hook, Rookther's on the back half of it, make it rain. Now, it's gonna be very close, bullet time. They're shooting, and they both live.
Yep, beautiful lantern to get Baby Rope Bunny out of there.
Right, and as we were saying that 10 minutes first blood. They both know what they're both capable of, so they don't want to give each other too much advantage early on, because they both know if they even get a couple kills ahead of each other, it's gonna be devastating.
Yeah.
And one thing to note here, that Misfortune roughly has around 10 CS lead. Mid lane, it's around 2 CS. Let's hold on for a second. The stun does land onto Rookther. Purge is onto Caitlyn, and Baby Rope Bunny will fall.
Yeah, that was a very good teleport by Zyra, seeing that they had a way in, and unfortunately for Rampage, they were pushed too far up while Blaze had some vision down there.
Right, and that gives them around 800 gold in that ballpark, and now it's gonna be tough for Rawr here because they don't have the champions for early game to get all those lead back unless it's CS, and we were saying that CS differential is gonna definitely be a factor in this game because they don't really have that comfort where Rawr does.
Right.
And Blaze, they have to get that early CS lead early on if they want to do quite a bit of damage during the mid game.
Yeah, that's very true. And both ADCs, they are both very close to having their first item done.
Right. One of them's going Infinity's Edge, the other one's going Essence Reaver.
Yep.
One of them is going. Yeah, Baby Rope Bunny is gonna have more crit damage, but you gotta remember in the early game it's not gonna have a lot of crits early on. But hold on, Thresh getting extremely low Rookther. Now you might fall. Bubble Lift will use the stars to slay him. And now Baby Rope Bunny is alone in bot lane.
Yep, you definitely gotta respect Braum. Because Braum can put out a lot more damage than he looks like he can.
This Braum does a lot, however, Vladimir going aggressive, just barely, so close of getting the kill onto Weeb.
And he ain't done, it looks like.
Yep, but on the bright side, now they're gonna get their first drag of this game. And now, what do they need to do to come back for Rampage?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they need to come back. Like, yes, they're down a few kills. But I mean, they're not exactly too far off in CS leagues. Like, the bot lane for MG Blaze is ahead. But if you look at the top lane for Rampage, Rampage is ahead. The mid lane is evened out, and the jungle is pretty even as well. So both teams have one dragon. No one has taken a Rift Herald yet. So I mean, it's just those few kills, and right now both teams are playing very very clean games.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for sure, the CS differentials can be quite problem if they continue to let Bubble Lift stack it up. But Vladimir here going a little aggressive. Sanguine Pool, excuse me. Flash coming out from Rek'Sai, however, Vladimir getting a little bit low here. Kale is now rooted, very close. Mixed hook, missed, and will steal his soul. And now Maokai, as we said, a lot of CC. And now,
Yeah,
yeah, and now they will possibly be able to get this top tower for free.
yeah, that was definitely a beautiful roam by Rooker, showing up at just the right time to keep Vladimir alive.
And that healing coming out from Vladimir is just a lot. Beautiful shockwave. Now Bubble is on the back half. He might be able to die. Yes, the tower will fire one last shot to end his life. And now Zyra has to be very careful.
Man, this is definitely turned out to be a very close game.
Yeah, very close indeed. It's just back and forth. With 1 second, MG has the momentum. And now Rawr has the momentum after picking up 1 kill top lane and another one mid. However, Rek'Sai exhaust, or just barely grabbing the lantern, just a misstep coming out from Blaze or MG Blaze.
Right, and like it's interesting that both teams are playing so cleanly right now, because you got to imagine that both teams are under a lot of pressure. For MG Blaze, if they win this, they secure first place, so they definitely want to get that win. However, if
But
they lose, then they have to play another game against each other right after this for a tiebreaker.
that would certainly be a problem that MG definitely wants to avoid as the game the tiebreaker games, and it could definitely be a problem here if they lose this, because the momentum will be on Rampage's side, and it's not going to be fun to watch if they have to play a game against the team that they lost.
That's true. But then on the flip side of that, if Rampage wins this game, then they have the additional pressure of winning a second game.
Right? But you also gotta remember that tempo and momentum. However, the hook, Zyra, only pushes away but won't do a lot. However, the top lane will flash. However, in the mid lane, the CC will be coming in, but the breakable will come through.
Yeah,
A lot of act,
beautiful shield. Beautiful shield.
right? And now the Rift will possibly get, or will demolish this mid turret.
Yeah, that's a free turret.
Right, as we were saying, yes, they will have the pressure of getting it, but then the tempo of this game. Hold on a second. Oh, Braum goes big. Oh, misfortune. And now Vladimir. It could be really dangerous. It says, will be sucking more blood here. Vladimir able to grab more health. MG Purge will be able to get one before he goes down. And now it's just a bloodfest all over the map. Or all over the mid lane. And it turns 2-3 in the favor of Rampage.
Yeah, that was
No, not Rampage, Blaze, my bad.
right. And I mean it almost was a very good turnaround for Rampage, with Rooker coming in with that very good death sentence play combo, because 3 of MP plays, they were super low, but unfortunately Rope Bunny was, she was down in the bot lane having to get some farm. and not in a position to really help her team out there. So it's, in a sense, it's questionable that they opt for the fight. So I don't know.
But also, one thing you have to note that Bubble is just farming extremely well. Maybe a too well for his elo. It's just, I believe it's 9 CS per minute at this point, somewhere around there. He's just farming really freaking clean.
Yeah,
And
he does have some good farm.
yeah, this is pretty scary now. It's just, if he can accomplish this during the regular season, what can he do during playoffs?
Right. Like it makes you, it kind of makes you think if maybe they're just holding back a little bit and they play even better in playoffs, or if they just treat every game like it's a playoff game, and maybe we won't see anything new, which would, in a sense, be a little disappointing because that means we're seeing their best constantly. But at least you get the consistency of someone always playing their best.
Mm-hmm. But hot damn, from week 1 to week 5, Bubble Lift improves dramatically, and now Zyra pushes Vladimir away, but the ball. And another one. The poke does come out from Rek'Sai, and now it's gonna be extremely hard for them to siege top lane.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir be able to do tons of damage. However,
Right. Yeah, that is that's definitely something that Rampage has in their favor. Is once Vladimir can come online, that's terrifying.
however, in top lane, Maokai might be dead here. Vladimir is going in way too deep. Doesn't get the knockup, however, that's a lot of healing. And now the tides have turned. Now it's pretty bad now.
Yep. A little unusual that we're actually seeing all 5 of MG Blaze going for a turret rather than their usual 4-1 style that they've shown throughout the league thus far.
But they really need it though, because with one misstep, this game could turn the tempo all around.
That is very true. That end, I mean, it makes sense because they just immediately go on a Baron, get a free Baron buff.
And now the next rig is coming up in 150, so if anything, Rawr Rampage is gonna have to prioritize that next. And if not, it's gonna be so point for them.
Yeah, and with it being Ocean, like Ocean Drake is something that you definitely want if you're Raw Rampage right now. Having a Maokai and a Vladimir, that just makes their sustain ability even scarier.
With Maokai and Vladimir, you really want that because I believe so. If you hit them, it grants you a boost of health regeneration.
Yes, it's I believe it's 2.5% of your missing health.
Right, and that's something they definitely want from Maokai and Vladimir because they just build health non-stop. This is really bad. Why do you turn for a lantern? He grabs it, but it's just too chonky.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was a little hard for him to grab the lantern with Braum standing right over it.
Yeah, it's just Braum. It's just way too big, but it definitely must be in all the candy he's been eating. And now, yep, now they're sieging the bot lane turret with Baron buff. So this could either go two ways. They could push this all in, rotate, and grab the mid turret, and possibly increasing their win potential even further.
Looks like they're just gonna make the safer call and go straight to Dragon. Since while that was going on in bot lane, Weeb was doing what he needed to and getting mid lane pushed up and set up for this Dragon.
That's true. That's true.
So
But
now at this point, it's definitely going to be it's Weeb's game to lose. It looks like Rampage is going to have a very rough time coming back from this, but it's not to say that it's impossible. Again, just one or two fights is all it takes for a team to just end the game.
right, and if anything, they would need to. Well, essentially, they would need Baby Rope Bunny to start stepping up, pulling her own weight, and for Rookter to start peeling more than what he should have been.
Yeah, Rooker's he's definitely been more of an aggressor than trying to get people out. Like he has attempted to get people out and has been able to on some occasions, but in more cases than not, it's unfortunately been suboptimal for Rooker. It seems like.
It certainly has not been optimal for him because the situation around him is always evolving to something he can't control, and he's not going to be able to pull anyone out. So he has to go to that aggression, if anything.
Right. If there's any time for Rampage to look to pull the trigger, now would be one of them though, with Braum Shield being down for a few seconds.
Right, they have roughly 8 seconds to do something, but as soon as I come back up, they don't have any pressure.
Right.
Right, and kill a top lane. She is capable of shredding this turret down, but they're too occupied at the mid lane. So, they know they have numbers advantage now. They have to try something. Vladimir goes in. Sonya's Maokai in the back. That's a lot of CC, that's a lot of stun. But Maokai isn't that easy as the team can't follow up. Baby Rope Bunny in the back, but the Unbreakable is there. And MGB is able to follow up with the auto attack that kills Vladimir. And now he does massive amount of damage. Now Orianna extremely low. Bubble might be able to get one kill here. It's possible.
Maybe.
Very low.
Yep.
Yes, he does. And now they're gonna grab mid turret, or they're gonna just try to look to end the entire game.
Yeah, it's, I mean, bots hurt. Their bot inhib's already down. This could be GG here.
Yep, and the BM coming from Zyra, thinking that's already opened up. He comes back, and maybe that was a DC or something, but now Bubble Lift, extremely powerful. Picks up 2 in the fountain, and maybe, just maybe, will they try to go for a Penta? That is a possibility. No, but no, Bubble Lift will go down for the second time. Vladimir will find that one. Now Maokai, Braum, will kill the kitty inside of Maokai. The tree cat is no longer, Lorax is no more. And now, the game is over. 18-8, 28 minutes. A perfect split for MG Blaze.
GG, well played. Congratulations on going undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah, the perfect split for MG Blaze indeed. And tough luck for Rawr. The only games they lose is against Blaze. So that's the team that they have to beat in playoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing what teams are going to attempt to do to figure out how to stop Blaze. Because right now, Blaze is the team to beat.
Right. And at this point, Rampage is no longer the team that they have to try to beat, and to maybe secure a place in top 4, But now Blaze, now the next demon in town, the Goliaths of this tournament. And now it's gonna purely be based on luck now. And after the intermission that we're gonna have soon, we're gonna have to see if we're gonna have to do any tiebreakers, if any. But yeah, a solid performance coming out from MG Blaze. Do we have any last words to say before we head off?
Again, it was a very great game, and we'll see y'all after the intermission.
See you guys soon.